Hi, I'm Sami Morley, and this is my sophomore project for the school year 2024 to 2025. So, what was my sophomore project? My sophomore project was learning/improving my braiding skills. The description of this is I would practice braiding whenever I could, and I would also attempt different types of braids that I hadn't done before. My goals with this were to learn new braiding skills while also improving my skills just like overall with time management and things like that. My product goal was to execute each braid neatly and in a timely manner, so basically just becoming efficient at it. Why? I did this so I could do my sister's hair. When I was younger, it always made me feel special when somebody did my hair, and I wanted to do the same for my sisters so that way they look up to me like a big sister. And also, it's really nice to know how to do hair. For instance, if you go to a game and somebody needs their hair done, you just be like, oh yeah, I can do it. So it's very convenient. Improving my regular braids. So basically, I already knew how to do regular braids. So my real objective for this braid was to just improve it and become more efficient at it. So as you can tell, my first picture is in September, and that was when I started working on my sophomore project. And that's like one of my first pictures of a regular braid. And as you can tell, it's very loose and uneven. The strands are different sizes, and it's overall just like very unorganized. But when you look to the right, you see the newest braid in March, which I actually did today. But that just shows like how tight and neat and collectively organized the braid is. And that just shows like the difference that like time and practice can make. And then the next one was improving my French braids. Throughout the year, I worked on improving my French braid because I already knew how to French braid. So my goal was to just like enhance the quality of them and like make them more durable, tight, and neat. And as you can tell, where we started in September and we ended in March, overall, they kind of just got slowly better and better and better. They became more tight, neat, and controlled as time went on, but that's because of patience and practice. Next was improving my fishtail braids, which I had never done a fishtail braid before. So this one was more like learning a fishtail braid. So it took me a little bit to learn it, and then I was able to like start applying it and making it better. But I would say that this is one of my best skills because it's one everybody always asked for. They was like, "Oh, hey, can you braid my hair? But like, I want you to do a fishtail braid," and so that was nice to hear that people actually liked what I was doing, and it kind of boosted my confidence in my skills. And then my next one was Dutch braids. And then I think these ones were like the most complicated and like challenging for me. And it was mostly because they were like the opposite of regular braids. So it was like kind of like undoing what I'd already learned, which is a really hard skill because once you learn something, it's hard to like unlearn it, if that makes any sense. But once I got past like the brick wall and like once I got over that, it was really fun to do these types of braids. I love them because I think they look really unique. Um, but I really just need to like work on them and like practice them and things like that. And so these are my most recent Dutch braids because I do not have any pictures of them in the beginning. And that is because it slipped my brain. But yeah. And then here is my timeline. So my regular braid, I started in September and I ended in March. And I basically just like practiced through those months. And then for French braiding, which was another one I already knew how to do, I practiced from the months of September to March, like practicing like at least like once a week. With fishtail braids, it took me a day or two to actually like learn how to do it, and then from there on I just had to practice it. And I practiced my fishtail braids multiple times a week, and that was because I had like a lot of people request them, and so I would just get a lot of practice because they wanted me to do them. And then Dutch braids took me about a month to learn because once again it was like really challenging learning the inverse of what I had already learned. But once I got the hang of it, I would practice like every so often in between September and March. I kept forgetting to take pictures of my Dutch braids, but besides the point. And then that's a picture of me doing my own hair, which I will say before my sophomore project, I had no idea how to braid my own hair. I could braid everybody else's hair, just not my own. So I think that definitely helped. And then my success criteria. So below expectations would have been not being able to complete the braids in a timely manner and not being neat, not practicing and like not trying. So like in general, just like being lazy. Meeting expectations for me would have been being able to complete braids neatly and in time, only practicing when expected to. But exceeding expectations for me would have been being able to complete braids neatly and fastly, practicing every chance given, and succeeding. My personal opinion with how I did is that I think I was a mix in between met expectations and exceeded expectations. And that's because some braids I practiced less than others, and that's because some needed less work than others. Skills applied. I applied oral communication, social collaboration, self-management, and media literacy. My oral communication was letting people know, like, hey, this is what I need from you, help me. My social collaboration was talking to people, being like, hey, what did you like about your braid? What did you not like about it? So that way I could like improve it for next time. My self-management was that I had to pace myself and remind myself to practice. And then my media literacy was me like following the directions and videos of braids online. And then how did this project affect my ability to learn? Development. This project helped me develop a personal sense of perseverance, which I think will help me later in my courses down the road. It also helped me consider the option of cosmetology school because doing hair is a part of cosmetology school. Future learning. This skill I developed can help me in the future, and if I ever decide to become a hairstylist, it will like help me with that. But it can also help me connect deeper with people because I'm doing their hair, which, as I mentioned in the beginning, I always felt special when somebody was doing my hair. So maybe I can help somebody else feel special too.